studio with Tahoe's own Marriner. How's it going, Allie?
Great, thanks. How's it going?
Great. We're psyched to have you on the show tonight because we know you're playing CB's Pizza this Wednesday and next Wednesday.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And we know you're also a local up-and-coming artist. And I understand that you kind of grew up here. So that leads me into, asking you kind of how you got to be in this scene and how you got into the music scene in particular.
Well, my family moved to Incline when I was about 4 years old, and I jumped right into the music scene at the Presbyterian Church. It was kinder music under Pam Corrigan, and I played the glockenspiel. After that, I took piano lessons from Pat Nottingham, and in middle school, I took up the clarinet and joined the marching band in high school.
I played that one too.
Followed in my brother's footsteps in the marching band, and my parents got me a guitar when I turned 18, and just been history ever since, I guess.
Wow.
That's awesome. Wonderful. Well, it sounds like you played a number of different instruments. And what kind of instruments are you playing these days?
These days, I perform with guitar. I like to write on piano. I'm not that great at performing in public, but I'm playing harmonica, Irish tin whistle, and the clarinet still.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Irish tin whistle.
Yes, I purchased it in Doolin. I'm a huge Irish fanatic.
Ooh. Is it different than other tin whistles?
I believe so. I think it has fairy dust in it, and that's what sets it apart.
That makes sense. Wonderful. So you play solo. Have you ever been accompanied by a band or other musicians?
Only at open mic nights when the amazing musicians want to join in. I'm always looking to play with people. I just accompany myself because I love to play and I didn't want to have to rely on anyone. So I just became a one-man band, but I am always looking for people to jam with and play with. And I actually met a really awesome electric mandolin player. What's up, T? Shout out. Mellow Fellow open mic night.
Oh, it's so great. The open mics in this area just seem to connect people, and a lot of the local bands got their start at those open mics.
They've got a great venue happening all around the lake. I do Monday nights at the Himmel House in South Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
Tuesday nights, Fat Cat, Tahoe City.
All right.
Wednesday night, I hear is Mellow Fellow at Truckee, but I've never played there before. I'd love to. And Thursdays is Mellow Fellow, Crystal Bay.
Yeah. There's also, I think Stan Charles does an open mic every Thursday night at the Pastime Club here in Truckee.
Excellent.
So another option for you.
I'll have to join that one then. Thank you.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've got some, you're moving ahead. You've got this album now, Brain Freeze. What are your goals at this point for your musical career?
Well, I recorded Brain Freeze at the end of 2012 with my dear friend Scotty Siegel. He's a brilliant musical producer, and we had fun with it. And actually, we started my second album entitled Punk Muffin, due to come out as soon as possible.
That's an album that needs to be released right away.
Thank you. I've got all the songs written, just need to get to Culver City and record with my dear friend Scotty.
All right. I like that. And what type of a sound are you going for on this new release?
Well, I'm really inspired by folk music. I love political statements and music that tells a story and has essence to it. So basically, I love the Irish storytelling ballads mixed with a country, not necessarily a country twang, but just the storytelling of it. It's actually a little more edgy. My friend Scotty helped me get a little bit of bass and drums to it, so it's a little more rock. I actually entitled my genre Juxtaposition Rock, because it's a combination of everything that I love, including history, storytelling, rock, folk, girl power, all the above.
Right on. It's quite a range of things going into that one genre. I like that. Juxtaposition rock.
Thank you.
Well, you were telling us off the mics that you've done some traveling and lived abroad a bit in your lifetime. Has this influenced anything that you've written or that you're performing lately?
Absolutely. I wrote my very first song in Paris when I was studying at the American University at 19. I actually stumbled into an Irish pub and there was some live music happening, and I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be him. So from there, I've always journaled since I was a kid. So one night I went back to my studio apartment and just put a poem to some chords and came up with my first song. So after that, I took took it and ran with it, performed live at 2 Irish pubs in Paris while I was there for a year and a half, and wrote songs based on my experiences and people that I've met, and took that storytelling, lived in Germany for a little bit, traveled to Ireland, meeting people, and just kind of recording my life through song.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, it looks like there's a story behind your guitar and the strap that's on it. Can you give our listeners who can't see it a little background?
We'll have to put a picture of that on Tahoe Local Lowdown Facebook.
No doubt.
Thank you very much for noticing. I am an avid crocheter, and I'm obsessed with rainbows. So, in honor and loving memory of my brother, David John Fulton Marriner, I crocheted my own guitar strap with a serious rainbow on it, and it says Kamehameha, which just has a lot of power and Dragon Ball Z essence to it. So shout out to the Hawaiian king of surf.
Right on. And what about the rainbow on your guitar itself? It looks like there's some sort of color near the strings on the body of the guitar.
Yeah, it almost looks like a color, like you took colored pencil to it, but that wasn't the case, huh?
No, that's my nail polish. I am a huge nail polish freak fanatic. I'm a big fan of OPI. I always have my nails painted, and after my very first paid gig in Paris in 2012, I dropped my pick, and my red nail polish at the end of the gig was everywhere, and I just kind of went with it. And I don't prefer playing with a pick anyway, so I just paint my nails as thick as I can get them, and every time I play, it's just a new layer of rainbow colored spread all over the Alvarez wood.
Wow, that's awesome. And there really is a rainbow of color going on this guitar. This is really cool.
Thank you.
All right. Well, can we give our listeners a taste of your music?
Yeah.
I would love that. I just have to say, go Wolfpack.
All right. Well, you are here on Local Lowdown, and we are tuned live with Allie Marriner.
Okay, Allie, so I want to hear a fantastic song out of this nail polish rainbow-covered guitar. So what is your first track that you're going to play for us tonight? Tell us a little bit about it and why you chose it.
I would like to play a song I wrote called Spooky September. I wrote it when I was feeling a little down in the dumps, and like a younger version of myself was cooler and more on top of the world. And I felt like I wanted to get back to that girl.
Okay.
So I wrote this song as kind of like a cry out to my own soul to like snap out of it and get back to where I was at one point, and that we should all get back to where we are feeling the best.
I agree. All right. Well, let's hear it.
Spooky September, spooky September, all of those nights I can't remember. Marigold moon, you used to howl to, haunted by my own mind, and now I'm fine. I've heard all the places from the unfamiliar faces of the night. I've seen it in your eyes. I've heard it all before, nevermore. The haunting in the dark, blazing down Burnside, high out of my mind, blinded by the shine in the sky. A marigold moon, the one you used to howl to, is beckoning you from within. High in the sky, the moon was so shy, peeking behind gray strips of cloud. I can't remember. Marigold moon, you used to howl to, haunted by my own mind, and now I'm Don't be afraid to explore who you were before, the primal blood that pumps through your veins. Don't fight the sadness, just embrace the madness of this life. We've all gone insane. Don't let the marigold moon howl at you and control your fears in the sky. You're charge of your very own heart. Don't let them tame the wild in your eyes. Spooky September, spooky September. All of those nights I can't remember. Marigold moon, you used to how to. Haunted by my own mind, and now I'm fine.
Woo! Wow.
All right. Wow. Some great stuff from Allie Marriner there. You are listening to Local Lowdown if you're just tuning in. And we are talking to another local musician here. And I want to know about memorable gigs or musical experiences that you've had within your career.
I have one experience that is extremely memorable because it basically kickstarted my live performance as I know it. I was 19.
This sounds good. Let's do this. Yeah.
I'm excited to tell you. So I was 19. I had made a couple of friends in Paris, but I was still really fresh and young there and just didn't know anyone. And a friend of mine and I stumbled into an Irish pub called the Galway in Saint Michel. And there was a live musician playing, and we sat at the bar to hear him out, and he was great. And then he decided to take a break. He said, if anyone would like to come up and take my guitar and play, go ahead. I did not have any intention to do so. But my friend, however, I had played a couple of songs for him in my apartment, not intending to show the whole bar, but he pushed me up to the front of the stage, and next thing I know, the guy had slung his guitar around me. There was a microphone in front of me and an entire Irish pub full of drunk people asking for a song. And I had only played for a year.
Uh-oh.
And I used to call it my rickety railroad guitar playing skills because they were pretty heinous, and I wasn't ready to perform, but I had the bar in front of me, and so it was just kind of a sink or swim moment. So I played the one song that I knew, which was Travelin' Soldier by the Dixie Chicks. And I sung my heart out, and by the end, I had become best friends with Jan the Man. We played together for a year and a half after that, and he would play guitar while I would sing because I had those rickety railroad guitar skills. But I've been working on them, and hopefully they're getting better.
I think you're sounding great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool. Well, bringing it back to Tahoe, a little bit more locally focused, we know you're playing CBs this Wednesday and the following Wednesday, hopefully additional Wednesdays to come. We'll see. But what other venues in Tahoe would you like to play?
Well, I'm a very big fan of the CBC. I do frequent them. I just saw the Dead Winter Carpenters play last weekend, and they killed it. So I would love someday to be them and rock the CBC down. I also love South Lake Tahoe, and I'd love to play Harvey's, Mont Bleu, and the Hard Rock Cafe.
Hey, why not?
I hope you're listening out there. Awesome. Well, that brings us to a question that I like to ask all of our interviews. And that's, what is the best part of the Tahoe music scene?
The musicians, the people, the listeners, the drinkers, the emotional ones that are out and about to mingle. And I've met more amazing souls just playing music live and vibing with each other and sitting in on each other and playing for. Some people do they do improv rap. They do, background vocals. I've had people sit in with me. We had a little 3-piece band going at Himmel House with a nice gentleman that plays tenor saxophone named Alex, another drummer named Jesse. We had a nice little 3-piece band happening, and I've met the nicest people just by putting myself out there and maybe going to bars alone, but just come home with new friends. Yeah. Sounds kind of bad, but it's true.
No, not at all. I know what you're saying. I mean, music is a great connector. And I mean, it's what brought Kool-Aid and I together to do this show.
Yep.
It's what's connected us with all the local musicians and DJs, everybody. I mean, music is great.
I didn't realize how many people there are out there willing to listen to your story. You think your story may only apply to you and that no one's listening to you, and you put your heart out there, and after you're finished, there have been a few people that have approached me and talked to me about certain lyrics and songs that I had no idea they were listening to. So that was a really special moment when you know people are listening to you and you're listening to them.
Absolutely. And I think singing so emotionally like you do, that probably, gives something for people to connect to, where they might not be comfortable enough to get up on stage, even if they're pushed up, to be able to sing their heart out, sing emotional lyrics. I mean, any of that, you're really throwing it all out on stage for them.